It is May 11th and Google is announcing some stuff today at their I/O event. Team Pixel has invited me over to their watch party down in the city, so let's head out. Also, I'll be comparing the cameras on the Pixel 6 Pro versus the OnePlus 10 Pro. Also, I am using a double shotgun mic from Movo today. This is the first time using it on any video, so hopefully it sounds good. But anyways, let's move on to the microphone test on these phones. Testing 1 2 1 2. This is what it sounds like on the Pixel 6 Pro. Testing 1 2 1 2. This is what it sounds like on the OnePlus 10 Pro. We're doing one more test, and this time we have speech enhancement on the Pixel 6 Pro. I think for me, there are two major big weaknesses for the Pixel 6 Pro. The first one is ultra wide. I think it's not as wide as all other phones that I've used. It's probably the least widest one. So from switching from the ultra wide to the regular wide, it doesn't feel like there's a big difference. So I always have to question myself, am I actually in ultra wide or wide? And the second one is video. It's not as clear as other Android phones, and I noticed that even during daylight, if you're shooting in the shadows or if you're in a darker spot, it's gonna show some noise. I do like how the telephoto is a bigger jump from wide to tele, which is 4x versus the 3.3 on the OnePlus. So it's a weird number, but it can go up to 30x, whereas on the Pixel can only go up to 20x. Now throughout the event, it is like a low light-ish test, because even though it is daytime, majority of the time is under or inside where there's a lot of lower light, and also there's a bunch of tungsten lights as well, which is really difficult for phones to try to balance it out. The Pixel 6 Pro does a very good job, whereas on the OnePlus, I noticed that it's very saturated. Even though the Pixel is kind of aggressive on white balancing, it does a great job trying to get that tungsten look as natural as possible. But on the OnePlus, it's kind of overpowering. I will admit, low light video on Pixel is not the best, but out of all Pixel phones, it is the best video shooter. So this is how it would sound like if I'm vlogging out in the city. I'm in a park right now, there's kids behind me, there's also like city noises and such, so I don't know how well the sound would sound like. It may be bad, it may be good, but hopefully for some people it's good enough to vlog, but for me, I do want to have better audio. There is a camera store nearby, so I want to check it out. I've always heard of them, but I've never been into their store. So these slow down shots are not 4K 120, they are 4K 60. Now I did do a 4K 120 cinematic video on the 9 Pro Plus, but I'm not sure if I want to do it all over again with the 10. So let me know if you guys are interested. So for portraits, they are both very good. I would say the Pixel is easier to use, but I would only stick with the 1X. I would not zoom in because it's basically a not great looking digital crop. On the OnePlus, you do have a wider option and a zoomed in option. The zoomed in option looks closer to the 1X on Pixel Pro, which I do prefer and I do like that look. Before I head home, I do want to check out this donut spot, so let's head there now. If you do want more camera modes, the OnePlus will have more options, and of course they do have Pro mode if you want to get into your settings. One thing that's new to me is the 150-degree mode, which is kind of like a fisheye effect, and it does look pretty cool, and you do get this sphere mode, which is weird. I don't think a lot of people would need or use these effects as much or on a daily, but it is nice to have when you want to use them. The Pixel does have motion mode, which does these cool low shutter look, which the OnePlus does have as well, but I think the Pixel does have or it does give you the sharper results. So overall, I'll say the Pixel is a very easy camera phone to use. You point at something and most of the time it looks good. On the OnePlus, you can get some more punchy and saturated shots. Sometimes I think it's just too overwhelming and they need to dial it down a little bit. But yeah, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think about these two phones and which one would you guys prefer. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys later.